Hello, beautiful friends. I hope you're doing well. I literally have this coffee and it is like almost midnight, so I should probably stop sipping this. So I will put her away. But today's video is a little bit last minute because, I was really reading about tomorrow's supermoon, full moon in Scorpio, and I really wanted to make a video just guiding people on the next, I don't know. I mean, because I really thought this was going to be a video about the next week. But I would say anywhere from 7 days to 14 days. So the next couple of weeks for when you stumble upon this video, and it is a timeless reading. And actually, I had to restart recording this because I started on pile number 1 and I just felt I was not really in tune intuitively. So, if you want to take a deep breath with me, inhale, exhale. And let us just ask, the goddess, the God, universe, divine, earth, air, fire, water, spirit, and ancestors of love, hope, healing, wisdom to come into this space, and angels and spirit guides to provide clarity. So the next 2 weeks is the focus of this reading. And this was a last minute idea because I really, I'm going through a lot of upheaval in my own life, a lot of transformation, especially relationship-wise. And I wanted to kind of offer that kind of guidance to myself and also other people. And it's so funny because sometimes when I record these videos, some of the messages, I feel, oh my God, like they're about me. And I'm just like, and I have to kind of like not mention that. But, when you're like a reader, when you're a spiritualist, like you just take the messages as they come. And sometimes they come through our own work with other people and they're just synchronistic that way. So with that out of the way, the full moon in Scorpio tomorrow, if you don't know, Scorpio is very misunderstood. I really used to stigmatize the fuck out of Scorpio. I was like, oh my God, I hate Scorpios. Mostly because I think the Scorpios in my life don't quite know what to do with me because I'm Leo sun, Aries rising, Sagittarius moon. So I'm very like rambunctious. And I think that intensity is very overwhelming to very like deep, intense people because my intensity comes in very like, it's more electrifying, I would say, versus like intense and wounding, But Scorpio really teaches us, about transformation. And oftentimes, if you're in a relationship with a Scorpio or someone with deep Scorpio placements, if you don't get what you want from them, so like unrequited love, it's really channeling you to transform and embrace how to get what you want from yourself, especially with Scorpionic energy that's not available, that's, dealing with trauma. And, the full moon tomorrow, full moons tend to illuminate secrets and deep, really rooted feelings. And for that reason, they can really usher in change or kind of intense decisions. So I think as long as you follow your intuition, you can't do anything wrong in your life, Even if your intuition is wrong, like, I don't know, like this dude over here, like, mourning his decisions. I don't know. You did the decision because it led you to where you are going to be, where you were meant to be and what you were meant to learn, regardless if the intuition was wrong or not. And I have this Herkimer Diamond Moldavite Tektite, so 3 crystals, 2 Tektites and 1 crystal bracelet that I got from Art of Gem, who's run by Stephanie on Etsy. And she's Canadian, vegan, super cool. But I had the most intense Moldavite night last night. I was on the LA Metro going to Santa Monica. It was like almost midnight and all these crazy, I had to call the police to get a guy off the tracks of the train. I killed a big spider. I was encountering all these fights kind of left and right. So that Moldavite was really attracting that strong energy. Anyways, that's not the point of this video, but I'm going to make a Moldavite video one day. And right now I've only had Moldavite for like probably a week and a half, although it's felt like months. Oh my God. But I'll tell you more about that if you believe in, crystal magic and gemstones. And it's also my belief you do not need the gemstone itself to reap the benefits of it. Does that make sense? So you don't actually need Moldavite to have Moldavite things happen to you, or to be in a Moldavite energy. Isn't that kind of the magical thing? You can just meditate upon Moldavite and imagine it as an energy, as a color, as a frequency, and it'll have the same effects. So you don't often need the actual gemstone, to access its energy. It's all within you. But with that out of the way, so if you want to take a deep breath before we select our pile, pile 1 is prosperity, pile 2 is relationships, and pile 3 is awakening. And when I was recording this before, the order of this did not feel right, so I really switched these around. And I know a lot of people don't put the phrases or the face of the card up, but I just wanted to have you choose what phrase resonates with you. So prosperity, relationships, awakening. The next 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks for you. Transformation after the Scorpio full moon or whenever you find this video. And I'll keep it kind of short today. I'll just keep each one to like 10 minutes just so I can go to sleep because it's nighttime and I am sleep deprived. But yeah, so let's start with choose a pile. Prosperity, relationships, awakening. And let's start with pile number 1. So pile number 1, you are being represented by, here we are, that's the phrase prosperity. So give and expect the universe to give back to you. Believe that you are prosperous already. Have gratitude for everything you have in life. So that's advice for you, pile. Pile numéro 1, imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. And I've pre-shuffled these cards. And if you want more direct guidance, book a reading with me below. I'm sliding scale, pay what you can. And my new website will be up soon. And I'm very excited. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. Contemplation. So maybe you have... well, let's see this. There's the sirens outside of my house. Kind of being distracting. Sorry, I live in LA, kind of in a busy street. So that will just happen. And there were just helicopters at my house last week. And we had to talk to the SWAT. Anyways, if you saw my last video, I talked about it there. But let's see. The 6 of Swords reverse. The Tower, King of Cups, 9 of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. Okay. So for pile number 1, I see you're really you're walking away from something. In my third eye, I'm seeing you walking away from a graveyard, and there's a freshly dug grave, and it's like no casket has been put in it yet. But you're walking away from it. You're walking away from something you've anticipated your mourning for quite a while, or something that's haunted you, something that's worried you. You're walking away from it the next 2 weeks. Yeah, and I see it's this feeling of, I don't want to walk away from it, but I have to. The 6 of Swords reverse. I have to do it because it's what's good for me. And I don't know if it's going to cause all this upheaval, all this tumultuous energy, if it's going to break a relationship, or if I have to leave a job, if I'm going to be put in chaos, if I leave a workplace. But I know it's what I need to do to make me happy, and that's all I know. And I know it'll make me sad with the 9 of Swords, but I know it will give me more opportunities, and it'll invite fresh love, fresh energy into my life with the Ace of Cups. So pile number 1, I'm going through something very similar. I will tell you, and if you book a personal reading with me, I'll tell you directly if you just ask. But that's really what I'm feeling for you, pile number 1, and prosperity, imagination. So the end of a tough cycle is approaching, full moon in Capricorn. So pile number 1, who chose prosperity, you need to really, the advice from Spirit for the next 2 weeks, contemplation, is to keep imagining ways you will be more prosperous with this decision. I'm really feeling like this decision that you're about to make, it's been something you've been considering or teasing for a little bit, and you're actually going through with it this time. And it's very shaky. It's the energy of like you're learning how to ride a bike for the first time. But I feel intuitively that you're right. Your money is, where the mark is, or your mark is where the money is, however you say it. Because it will lead to new love and new abundance and new opportunities for you. And you just need to keep imagining, keep thinking about it from that point of view, because otherwise you'll be stuck and you'll just be haunted by a bunch of guilt. So pile number 1, I think the Scorpio full moon, if you're watching this today, and please leave a comment for what resonates. I would love to hear what you think, and I love to respond, and I'm trying to build my base. So please respond and comment below. But you're making that decision because your intuition and your imagination led you to do it. So just trust, and don't let the imagination die. Now let's pull 4 more. I like doing this. I do this thing where I just drop it, and sometimes it'll just drop against my will. Yeah, like that. And sometimes it'll slide out like that. See, that was creepy. Oh, but we got these 2 cards. Okay, so, ooh, okay. That was kind of creepy. It just kind of slid. I mean, one might attribute that to physics. Yeah, 10 of Swords, reverse. Yeah, 9 of Cups, reverse. So I'm really feeling this is what's haunting you. And the 5 of Pentacles, this is what is haunting you. And then let's turn these over and let's pull from the bottom. Yeah, to clarify. So, we'll turn these over and pull from the bottom. Oh, well, this has to be turned over, right? And then we pull from the bottom. There we go. So, it's all these fears. So, Spirit is asking me, let's talk about your fears. So, pull this over, turn around, and then pull from the bottom, right? To clarify. Yeah, you're scared you can't create. You're scared this decision is going to actually put you in a worse spot where you'll have less love. So if you're thinking about breaking up with somebody, this is the fear. If you're thinking about leaving something, changing your diet even, that's what I heard. You know, you're scared with the 5 of Pentacles. It's going to leave you feeling abandoned and that you're letting go of a love that was actually really sweet. And that you won't be happy, 9 of Cups reverse, 3 of Pentacles, because you're not working on something with people, or no one will want to work with you, 10 of Swords reverse. But you know you need to let go of these fears, the 4 of Pentacles, and you need to not keep these fears to yourself. You need to talk to other people, because other friends will snap you out of it if you feel like you have a form of doubt about your decisions. Queen of Wands, reverse, and the 3 of Wands, and you're scared it's gonna take you out of your power. Like you don't like it's almost like you're making this decision to step into your star power, but you're like, oh god, it might actually stress me out enough that I don't feel comfortable anymore, that I can't manifest. And the energy here, you know, with the 10 of Swords is it's really mental with you. Like it's something that's not true. Like you really are not stopping yourself from creating, but you just want to make sure you're following your heart. Because the worst thing to do is to close off your heart. That is how you ensure you won't be happy. You know? So let's get you some more guidance. Let's get 3. Wow, that was like... Yeah, oh god, so intense. The Chariot. Let's think intuitively. Spirit, what is the message? What is the vision? The Chariot reverse. I'm hearing, don't go, don't leave me. Don't leave me behind. That might be your inner child speaking, don't leave me behind. The Chariot reverse, don't leave me behind. The 6 of Swords. There's a channeled message from your inner child, or from someone you know. And the channeled message is coming through these cards. And it's saying, don't leave me behind. I need you. I want to be with you. I'm hurt. You're hurt. So this might be a relationship reading. 3 of Swords. Or it might be your inner child. Just really choose what resonates with your intuition. 3 of Swords reverse, sorrow, and then the Tower. Yes. So if you're leaving someone, they are really paralyzed by this, and they do not know what to do to keep you. That's what I'm feeling. If it's a relationship that you're leaving, even if it's like family-wise, family-related, you know, the person is... They're oppressed. 10 of Wands oppression. They just feel really stuck. What's at the back of it? And the Devil. Yeah. Codependency. It's so for you, your advice is don't make decisions the next 2 weeks out of codependency, and that includes expecting things from people that they cannot provide because of their temperament and circumstance. And it's up to you to, like, if they don't level up to you, if they don't match what you need, despite understanding circumstance, then yes, find better, move on, pile number 1. But you don't want to make decisions out of codependency, and because it might hurt people, and I think people might already be hurt, but you just want to keep imagining what is beautiful for you and what you can create, and just be honest with people about it. Tell people why you're making your decisions. So this is very cryptic advice. You know, if you want more guidance, book a reading with me. I'm sliding scale, pay what you can, you know, suggested donation. Which does not mean free, by the way, but please comment below. I would love to hear what this activates in you, and I would like to talk to you about it in the comments. So please comment below, like, thumbs up this video, and subscribe, and then we'll try to have this video up ASAP, because we gotta get that algorithm, girl, because people are Googling Scorpio full moon on YouTube as we speak, and we gotta catch the people who just discovered. But pile numero un, like you, yeah, it's, I don't know, I feel a lot of empathy for you because there's a lot of transformation and there is a lot of sort of upheaval and a lot of doubt, but you're being asked to release the doubt and to just embrace what makes you, how you envision prosperity. How do you envision your prosperity right now? How do you imagine your prosperity right now? Just put everything into that. So if something's not giving you that feeling, then yeah, you can leave it. But don't doubt yourself unless if you're making a decision out of love. Okay, pile number 2, relationships. So it's so funny because pile number 1 was about relationships. That's what I think, or however they interpret it. But pile number 2, where's my, but for pile number 2, I know pile number 1 is 555. So, okay, pile number 2, that's 16. So relationships. New partnerships are coming your way. So that's a message the next 2 weeks. Reassess present partnerships and leave behind those who do not support you. Be clear what? Ooh, I said who, but who are you committing to? And you should always commit to yourself and do what activates your star power, your freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Prioritize your star power and your freedom and your trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Your dreams need a practical plan, full moon in Taurus. Emotions are running high, supermoon. And there is a supermoon tomorrow in Scorpio. So, very fitting. Ethereal touch, the beautiful. I haven't seen this card yet, actually. I think there's 55 cards, so sometimes, you know, it's rare for me to see some. Queen of Pentacles, Temperance. The Knight of Pentacles, reverse. 2 of Pentacles, reverse. The Knight of Pentacles, reverse. Oh, that's the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, okay. Okay, and the Fool reverse. Okay, so for pile number 2. So let us take a deep breath. Goddess, the God, the universe, divine, earth, air, fire, water, spirit, angel guides, spirit guides. So pile number 2. Pile number 2. In my third eye, I'm really seeing you are tending to a fire. You're kindling a fire of some sort. And it's a little bit lonely and it's a little bit creepy in the desert, but you're really calm and you're really focused on kindling this fire in front of you. And there's no technology and it's the galaxy, the Milky Way above you. So that's the energy of the next 2 weeks, is you're tending to your flame, tending to your heart, tending to your sacral and your solar plexus, your purpose and your ability to create. So let us look at these cards. So relationships, freedom, trust, your dreams need a practical plan, emotions are running high. Ooh, yeah, there's a little bit of drama I'm really feeling the next 2 weeks. There's a interpersonally, what is happening, Spirit? What is happening interpersonally with pile number 2? You were holding hands with someone I'm seeing in my third eye, and you're choosing to let go because they stung, or someone stung someone for a little bit. And that makes sense because ethereal touch, it's like your relationship to touch is changing. Like you no longer want to hold on to the same people. So if you felt drawn to pile number 1, you might want to watch pile number 1 as well. And, you know, like this video, comment below what's resonating. Queen of Pentacles, Temperance, King of Pentacles, reverse. The 2 of Pentacles, reverse. 9 of Pentacles, reverse. The Fool, reverse. Spirit, how do I start this? Help me start this. What does pile 2 need to know? You're stepping into your Empress energy. You're learning to command. You're learning to tell people what's good and what is not good for you. The 2 of Wands, Dominion, and reverse. You're communicating with people the next 2 weeks, pile number 2. What is not working for you and what are you upset about? And and the reason why you're doing that is because you're realizing that is necessary to step into your star power and to step into your your being and to be more confident and to manifest. And things are not really going your way. What was this card? The moon reverse. Yeah, and then you also have the emotions are running high, super moon. And there is also, with the next 2 weeks, there is an inclination to not really explore these emotions that are being triggered. And so pile number 2, you're being called to, yeah, to take a step back from emotion and process it yourself before you come to people. But for sure, tell people if they're, if they're effing with you. Like, just have your boundary. But pile number 2, you need to, yeah, I see, like, you're ready to stick it alone for the long haul. You're ready to kindle that fire by yourself for a while. You're self-sustaining. You're moving into a self-sustaining energy, pile number 2. And it involves people not giving you what you want and what you need. So these are very similar themes. I'm curious to see what happens in pile number 3. But for pile number 1, they had a very similar message of of people not giving you what you need. And so, accepting that circumstance humbly and moving on and investing in yourself. This is the Fool reverse. It's also this energy of like, well, looks like I can't create here, so I might as well just do it by me. Looks like I can't make stuff happen here. I might as well do it by myself. But Spirit, what is the image you want me to relay to pile number 2? Spirit guides, angel, divine. What is it? Making your own music. This is the energy of pile number 2. You're really stepping into a very beautiful energy of making your own music the next 2 weeks. Because I see you playing a violin or a harp, and there's a piano, and there's people accompanying you. But even if there's people accompanying you, you're having lots of beautiful fun, really owning that instrument by yourself and making life your violin, making life your own instruments. And what are you making with it, Spirit? Show me. From my third eye. It's money. I see a lot of money. A lot of money is coming in when you step into this power of no bullshit. Compassionate, no bullshit. So that's how you should frame things. Like, no bullshit, but have compassion about it. But it's because you're really honing in on work. Your dreams need a practical plan, full moon in Taurus. You might benefit from talking to some Taurus energy, Virgo, Capricorn energy in your life, asking them for advice. But I really feel that you're really focused on making money and stepping away from partnerships. This is a little bit more business versus pile number 1. Pile number 1 felt more romantic. This feels a lot more business. Stepping away from business partnerships or workplaces where you're being told no. You're being told no. And you're saying like, well, if you're going to tell me no, I'm just going to make my own stuff happen on the side. I'm going to count my own bills, even if it's in cash. I don't need you to sign like my checks. That is the energy I'm getting the next 2 weeks. What is the advice from Spirit? What is the advice? The 8 of Swords reverse. Indifference. Yeah. Get in touch with your heart space, pile number. And as I said, that it was 2323 on the camera. Get in touch with your heart space, 8 of Swords reverse. There's kind of a refusal here. So with emotions are running high, supermoon, the moon reverse. There's a lot of subconscious blockage here with what you're feeling and why you feel threatened. And the next 2 weeks, you're being asked to explore that and to journal it and to talk about it and to sing it. And I really feel if you play music, another way to transmute that energy and to help you manifest is to play musical instruments the next 2 weeks for you, pile number 2. But what is happening? I pre-shuffled, these except for these 3. But I always try to go off of the third eye first. Over these 4, I meant. But I try to call intuitively, especially if I have trouble understanding the reading. I summon Spirit to just have to explain to me. And I actually see eyes here. There's an eye here, and there's another one here as well. So the third eye for you needs attention. So does the heart space. But why? What is the advice and what is the prediction for pile number 2, Spirit? Yeah, you're being asked to. In my mind, I saw there is a woman, pile number 2, who has advice for you. There's a nice woman who has advice for you, and you should seek her out for counsel and ask her. And she has soft skin, and she's older than you, and she's motherly, but she may or may not be related to you, and she has a message for you. So I think that's it for pile number 2. I'm trying to keep these readings relatively very short, but for pile number 2, you are. So that's the last message. There is a woman. Let's ask. What does she want you to know? What is she going to tell you? Let's pull from the wild unknown animal oracle. Let's end there. But qu'est-ce que c'est? Anong nangyari? ¿Qué pasó? Alright. I don't know what happened. Sea serpent. It's another eye. There's a woman. You need to seek her for advice. You need to ask her, and she can see something. Otter, yeah. And buffalo river. She can see something about your situation that you're not seeing, and she will give you counsel. All right, so pile number 2, that's what you need to do the next 2 weeks. Step into the heart space, compassionate, no bullshit mode. And you need to... there's a woman who has advice for you. And I say that, sometimes with tarot, I go intuitive, but sometimes I just go full on oracle, and I will just tell people what will happen. And I know you're not supposed to do that because there's a lot of I summon, I explore what spirit summons me to say. Like I never do it if I don't believe it's true. I always hold back a little bit. But for you, there's a woman who has a message for you, pile number 2. So, but I hope that did not freak you out. But you're tending to your own fire, but someone has advice for you. It's a feminine energy. It doesn't have to be a woman necessarily, yeah? But, please seek that woman for advice. All right, pile number 3. So 2650 for pile number 3. And you were represented by awakening. So inhale with me. Inhale. Exhale. Pile number 3. Goddess, the God, the universe, divine. My third eye is very activated with this pile. Awakening. Your conscious is awakening. You are becoming attuned to the messages of spirit and nature. Trust your psychic abilities. There's a wave of sadness that just came over me. So some of you are dealing with something sad. Envy. Yeah, I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. That's a message for you. You don't have it harder than anyone else, believe it or not. Yeah, you might across gender, race, class, citizenship status. Communication is key. So I don't want to erase that. But truly, everybody goes through their own karmic cycles and upheavals, and you're going through that as well. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon in Pisces, knowing without knowing. And that is really connecting with the envy. So, pile number 3. There's specific messages for you. There's very powerful messages for you. I am very dehydrated, and I need water, and I do not have water near me. I'm legit psycho. I do have my frickin' Brita filter thing here. So now listen to the divine sounds of me sipping liquids. So, pile number 3. Sorry, I'm just hydrating my third eye. Okay. Pile number 3, what is the intuitive message? Just fights. My third eye is seeing a lot of fights, a lot of scuffles, and there's punching happening. And that's the energy that you're currently in, or you're exiting that kind of energy, or that's the energy you're scared of. Your inner child is scared of, pile number 3. So, but you're bruised. There's a bruising, and there's a wanting to just, sit down and smoke, but it's like you're too young to smoke in this vision. But so it's this hard edgeness. So when you were young, pile number 3, there were certain events that happened in your life that made you turn a little hard edge. The next 2 weeks, you're being guided to not operate from that place of hard edgeness that your inner child encountered when you were so traumatized. The Page of Wands, yeah. The 6 of Wands, reverse. Page of Wands, reverse. 5 of Swords. Yeah, there are fights. 3 of Wands, Knight of Wands, 10 of Swords. Yeah, you're being asked to let go of the fight. That's a very specific message for you. Pile number pile number 3 is to let go of the fight and let go of the envy and allow your divinity to really ascend. Allow your consciousness to ascend. Awakening 47, your consciousness is awakening. You're becoming attuned to the messages of spirit and nature. Trust your psychic abilities. So this is a message for you to trust your divinity and trust that you are a spiritual being. Oh my god, like that Nicki Minaj. I'm a spiritual being. And to trust that, yeah. Knowing without knowing. It's like there's a resistance to believing with this pile. There's a resistance to believing that you can add softness to your life. And you're being tasked to actually do that, to add soft contours, highlights, shading to your life. Communication is key, new moon in Gemini. Balance, spirituality, and practicality, full moon in Pisces, and to let go of envy. The Page of Wands reverse. What is happening here, Spirit? The Page of Wands reverse. Yeah, things didn't go your way, and you weren't able to. For some of you, you were forced to relocate at a young age, and the move was traumatic. Yeah, the move was traumatic, and it involved maybe a car broke down. The airplane was scary. It's a message for some of you. And when you got there, it was a lot of disorientation. So this, for pile number 3, the inner child is really speaking to me right now. Speaking through my third eye, speaking through my throat. I can feel the inner child of this pile is disoriented. And the next 2 weeks, yeah, you're being called to, yeah, even, and you know, for some of you, mental illness, depression, anxiety, you know. And if you, I'll put the Trevor hotline and the suicide hotlines below this video. But for Knight of Wands, 3 of Wands, you need kindle fire. And the way you can add, there's a strong fire energy with this pile. So you might have strong Aries, Leo, Sagittarius placements. But for this pile specifically, you can add softness by lighting other people's fires. So that's a very specific message for you. Light other people's fires, not just yourself. Because I'm really being shown that with the 3 of Wands. You know, the little prince here is maturing into the Knight of Wands, who is lighting the street posts in the city for other people to be guided toward. And you're being called to transmute your pain and to use your pain as inspiration for people and to light other people's fires. So sometimes adding softness to your life, it's not like literal. It's not like, oh, meditate, like it, or, you know, get more sleep. I mean, do that, of course. But for you, this pile, it's so much about being a guiding light for other people. Spirit, what is the advice? The next 2 weeks, what will happen and what is the advice? Well, what will happen? Spirit, allow me to see in my third eye what will happen. There's a lot of technology and a lot of games. For some, I don't know why I'm getting that, but technology and games like Xbox 360, PS5, that kind of stuff. If that is calming to your inner child, you need to do that. You need to play video games or, you know, some form of sport or activity. But what is happening? Why? What is You're jumping through levels and you're ascending. You're going up in life. That's something I saw in my third eye, jumping through levels and ascending in life. How? Well, how? Let's ask. The 10 of Cups. This is sideways. And the 3 of Wands, virtue. So the movement of this was so interesting because this is pointing downward, which is kind of a pessimism. And this was pointing upward against it, like almost like pushing it up is the movement. And it's your optimism. The next 2 weeks, you will have opportunities to have your optimism ignited. And Spirit is saying you need to trust that. Allow yourself to be optimistic because the envy, you know, the anger of the inner child in this pile, it's causing blockages spiritually. Yeah, with the purple 10 of Cups, satiety, virtue. You need to summon the integrity and the virtue of optimism. Pile number, optimism as a magical praxis for pile number 3. And those are the effects of the full moon tomorrow that we're entering. Is you're being summoned to shed that old way of being, because what will it create for you? It'll strengthen your connection to children. That's something that I'm seeing in my third eye. It'll strengthen your connection to children, to music, and to fun and laughter. If you can do that, there will be more laughter in your life, and there will be less loneliness and more people. But the next 2 weeks, what will happen? Spirit, show me in my third eye what will happen for pile number 3. Phone call. There's a phone call you're anticipating. For some of you, there's a phone call you might get. And what is she going to tell you? There's a feminine energy. Doesn't have to be a woman, but there's a feminine energy here who has something to tell you. And what is it regarding? Status of something, status of a job, status of citizenship, possibly. I'm never going to make a promise, but it's something like that. Some of you are waiting for a phone call, and you'll get the phone call. And some of you are waiting for a phone call and it won't happen, but you need to have the optimism as if it will happen and stop stressing. Or news in general. News in general is coming that will bring you optimism for pile number 3 the next 2 weeks. So, but let me ask intuitively, Spirit, what am I missing? Pile number 3 needs, I think I want to give them a little bit more dose of knowledge, Spirit. So what is the thing I can tell them? Okay. I'm really feeling shuffle from the Little Prince deck one more time. Oh my God. Well, okay, so I think there are some ancestors who want to come through. Well, I have a specific ancestor who's coming through with this, whenever this pops up. I always think about my grandpa. But there's some ancestors who come through, and what do they want to say to you? It's to talk to them. So there's a specific message for pile number 3, which is ancestral. Ask them for dreams, ask for healing, and offer your love again. Offer your love again to ancestors with the Ace of Wands, King of Wands reverse. There are some masculine ancestors who, I wouldn't say disappointment, but they want to be in contact with you and they want to offer you guidance. And this is a specific message for some of you. Some of you need to apologize to ancestors. I know that is such a weird message, and that is such an Asian thing for me to say. And I can say that because I'm totally Asian, but some of you, and you'll know, but it's off, and you do that through offering love and saying sorry and making amends. And so just do that, even if it's hard, just do it. And even the action of trying to apologize to someone, and if they blocked you and they don't get it, at least you put the energy out there. And so I think that is what you need to do, so some of you have a very specific ancestral message in the next 2 weeks, and it'll help the course of your karma the next 2 weeks. And I don't want to say karma ever lightly, because that is, that's so ingrained to, particular spiritual beliefs that I feel has been so appropriated, but it will definitely help your energy for the next 2 weeks to apologize to, some family members. For some of you, you're getting that. Apologize to some family members, within boundaries and within your self-respect, of course. Like if they're being transphobic, no need to apologize to them for you being you, your authentic, loving self. But there are some ancestors who want to be in touch with some of you, pile number 3. And it's about offering your love and trusting them again to offer. Because I don't think, if you think your ancestors are mad at you, and that's a very common message for some people. Some people are just like, oh, my ancestors hate me. And I'm always like, I don't think your ancestors ever really hate you. They can not like your hair job, I guess. But I don't think ancestors truly ever come from a place of hate most of the time. But it's to just try to establish contact. And I do ancestral readings. I do family lineage, family tree, kind of assessment kind of readings, analyses. And you can book me. The link is below. And I'm sliding scale, pay what you can. And so please, the next 2 weeks, take that advice into account. And make sure you comment what resonated below, subscribe, and thumbs up this video. All right, well, thank you so much. And that was the reading. And I'll upload this right away so everyone can have access to it beginning the Scorpio full moon tomorrow. And take care and please stay safe. And if you want to donate to me, my Venmo is below. All right, bye.